Welcome to Washington East to West Sports. This is episode 141. I am Matt Beatty, joined alongside, as usual, by Sean Beatty and Kevin Ardolph. If you want to get involved in the podcast, go ahead and blue sky at us. I'm a Master B. Sean's Nasty Billy 22, and Kevin is Emerald Bowler. If you want to get at these guys on X, Sean is Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is C2 Believe, SCA2 Believe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave us a like. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Guys, it's a short podcast, so we're going to talk some Seattle Seahawks first. That's right. They were back from the bye week and they went to Washington and won 38-14 on Sunday Night Football. Kevin, I'm going to throw it to you first. What'd you think of the Seahawks on primetime television?
It was pretty damn impressive. Um, yeah, Sam Darnold looked really, 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 really good. I don't even care about the second half and the interception, even though the interception wasn't great. But the rest of it was just phenomenal. Um, just awareness, precision, going through his reads, everything very, very well. Uh, pocket presence, so like just moving around the pocket when he did get under pressure, making smart decision throws, minus the big ones. The rest of it was so good. Uh, like I said, he's playing very, very, very well right now. Defensively, I thought we looked pretty dang good too. I like what I saw. We got pressure quite often, and our man-to-man coverage was really, really good. To where our zone wasn't nearly as good, but I mean that's kind of expected. But it was really not good seeing Ernest Jones go down, and I'm hoping he is okay because Ernest Jones is a big part of this defense. But with him out, the others stepped up and they still played well, but we're gonna probably need him in other bigger games like against the Rams and things along that line. Uh, I will say, this was odd, but Anthony Bradford actually looked not
Don't
completely,
say something you'll regret.
not completely crappy, not completely
Don't
crappy.
say something. This is forever.
He
It's on the
was
internet.
he was still not good. He was still not good, but he wasn't as bad as he has been.
I want you to think about what you just said. I want
I
you to
I
mute
know,
yourself and
I
think about it.
know. Honestly, it hurts my soul saying it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It really hurts my soul because he is still very, very bad, and honestly, they should be replacing him. And we'll get into the trade deadline and stuff along that line of what happened. But yeah, no, he's still very bad. And trust me, I want him replaced like tomorrow, today, right now. I'll replace him. Fuck, I don't care. I'll be right back.
Well, how do we know it wasn't a teddy bear in a Bradford jersey? Do we know for
I
sure?
mean, somebody could have put on some really good, convincing makeup and went out there as Andy Bradford. That's a possibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, are the refs going to recognize that Anthony Bradford is Anthony Bradford? No.
They're just
Are
gonna
the
look at the
players?
jersey and say that's
Yeah,
Bradford. Yeah, perfect.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is somebody on the other team going to recognize that? That's not Anthony Bradford in that Anthony Bradford jersey. No.
You see nothing.
Just get someone the same kind of size and build as Anthony Bradford and just put the jersey on and be like, that's Anthony Bradford. And yeah, just call it like that. Or just replace him with somebody on the team. I don't really care. Just like anybody. Shit, put fucking Jason Meyer at right guard. I don't care. Like it would still be a better option. Like so yeah. Um Run game I think could be a little bit better. It was good. But I want to see a little bit. But like I said, some of the time and the times that they went bad is like when they went right or up the middle, and I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm like, stop going to the weak side of the line. I mean, I get it because everybody's gonna think that we're gonna go left side because we should, because that's where the better offensive linemen are. But so I get you have to kind of throw a trick in there and run right, but at the same time too, when your right guard is terrible, you should probably limit that to like zero. So no, all in all, I was impressed. It was sad to see Jaden Daniels get hurt. I don't like seeing other people on the other team get hurt, and especially since he's one of my fantasy quarterbacks, that kind of sucked. But I still have Sam Darnold in that same league, so worked. Yeah. All in all, good for the Hawks, and yeah, this week we're hopefully going to murder the Cardinals.
Sean, what'd you think of the Seahawks?
Um, Sam Darnold threw a pick, and other than that, I would say he's basically perfect. The interception was just a bad play, but other than that, he was. I mean, I don't think it's far off to say he was literally perfect. So other than that, I made an analogy to I think one friend. I don't know if I sent it to you guys, but during the game, I think it was the first half, his EPA per play was like 1.2. So like basically every time he threw the ball, it was like basically expected point added to the team. For context, that's like MVP is like zero point 0.3. Like you get zero point 0.3 on the season, you're an MVP. So it's like 4 times better than an MVP. So basically, if like 1,000 on base percentage, 1,000 OBP is what you're going to take to win MVP in baseball. In baseball context, it's literally he was playing like he hit a home run every at bat. That's how good he was playing. He literally went up there and hit a home run every single time he batted. So I feel like if you do that every time you call a play, like how many times did they call a pass play in the first half? Would you guys say 20? He was 18 for 18, right? Was that
Yeah,
or no?
Something like that, yeah.
So they hit
he's
eight,
close there.
if you hit 18 home runs in a game, what are your success? What are your chances of winning a baseball game? Pretty good, right? You hit 18 solo home runs.
Yeah.
So he hit 18 basically solo home runs. He was basically perfect. So like I don't. There's no
I would question how you got up to bat 18 times, but yeah, go ahead.
no like as a team. No
As a
'cause
team.
each
Oh,
time
okay, I
he
see what you're saying.
batted, it would be like the Mariners batting, and so whatever
Okay.
hitter it was, like yeah,
That
he
makes
would
more
get
sense. I thought Sam Darnold
yeah.
got to bat 18 times. I'm like,
No,
this
like
game's going on a really
he
long
was like
time.
every
Okay.
time he dropped back, it was like a home run. Every time he dropped back, it was a home run. It's boom, 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 boom. And the game really ended on that kick return when they fumbled it and he immediately scored a touchdown. I was like, there's no shot. There's just no shot. They did not care about what Washington was doing. For context, like Washington at the end of the day had almost 300 yards of offense, but the last two drives, like basically when the game was over, was 38-7 with 6 minutes left. They basically had 180 yards. So by the time the Seahawks just totally stopped caring was when Washington basically doubled their offense for the game. So basically it was a complete monster. I think they only got one sack officially. Did you? I don't know if you guys remember that, but they got pressure all night long. Like that is the definition of like sacks don't tell the whole story because they were in his face the entire game. Like he was
Well,
running.
they had
He was
four
like,
sacks actually
oh, they had
in the
four
game.
sacks. I see.
Mhm.
Oh, the sack leader was one. Okay,
Yeah.
but like they had 7 other QB hits as well. So like that interception forced on that and the pressure, he just constantly had guys in his face. So that defense got after him in a big way. And I think the other thing is, yeah, Kevin, Seahawks reclaimed DOVA #1 title after the bye week. Every single aspect of the Seahawks, including defense, special teams, offense, is top 3 in their respective category, except for rushing, which is 21st, which again goes to the whole running isn't that important, throw the ball. But it'd be nice if you could do both. I think it comes to Greg Zabel is great at pass blocking, not great at run blocking yet. His grade is pretty low for run blocking, but I mean, if you're going to do one thing great, do it great, and then have it be passing first. We'll figure out the run later. Center is kind of a question mark. We'll upgrade there, and we talked about Bradford not being able to block. But when you have 2 guys that you know can pass and run block, and a third guy that you know can pass block as well, lean into the pass. Because it was kind of the situation last year where it was like, you got to feed Kenneth Walker. Me and Kevin are on here going, like, why would you feed Kenneth Walker? He's just going to get, like, 3 guys are going to be in the backfield when he gets the ball. Like, it's not going to work. You have to be able to block a little bit for the running game to work. And it's working, to Kevin's point, a little bit better. And yes, there are nice things that they're doing. But when the passing game is clicking so much, they're just keep firing away, man. They had 24 times. They ran it 24 times, passed 24 times. Great, do that. Like even a little bit less. Just keep handing the ball occasionally. But like, what I would say is honestly pass more because they're really predictable on first down. Sprinkle some throw-ins because they have like their rate in which they succeed on first down. Their success rate is like astronomically higher than everybody else. Because when they throw a first or second down, no one expects it, and it is like gangbusters for this team. So. They need to do that. Every single receiver, I know Jackson's in the jig, but I had like a monster day, but like I think every single receiver cooked every single Washington defender the entire game. Torrey Holton's touchdown with the second one where he's just like the place scans over and there's just no one except for Torrey kind of. The only thing I was worried about was like, did Sam overthrow it? No, Torrey caught it. Okay, that's it. Like that's all I had to worry about. I was like, there's no Washington defender on the field. Like that was such burnt toast. It was ridiculous. And then uh, Arroyo's too, like into tight coverage, holds on to it. Like it was just a masterclass across the board. It was pure domination. I don't think there's anything else to say
And
about it. Defense.
and the fact that JSN was open on that touchdown too.
Yeah, he just had to pick somebody to throw it to. Like, they burned everybody the entire game. Like they cooked this Washington team like awful. I think the season was going to end regardless if Jaden Daniels got hurt for them. I said in this podcast, regression was coming hard for them. I didn't think they'd be this bad, and now that Jaden Daniels is hurt, they're going to be worse. But like their defense was very bad last year, I think, and this is what you should do against bad defenses: put up 40 on them, and they did it. Like we always say here, like you got to beat these bad teams, but good teams destroy the bad teams. Yeah, occasionally every team loses a game. No one's going to be perfect. The Patriots were a perfect example of it. No one's going to be perfect. So every good team, great teams have bad games. The point is just have a couple, maybe one or two bad games. And then when you play these bad teams most of the time, dominate them. And they have dominated the Saints. They have dominated Washington. They're dominating teams they should be dominating. This is the you don't have like the whole you can't win in the fourth quarter. You don't have to keep the game close in the fourth quarter, Pete Carroll. You could dominate a team. You could put your foot on the back of their neck and end the game. And that's what they're doing. That game was over at halftime. Did anyone have a shred of a doubt that game was over but going into halftime? Like, do it. End the game. Like, yes, I get you can't until the clock technically runs out in the fourth quarter, you can't end it, but that game was over. Like, there was no shot them ever coming back. And do it. Just put and then they came out in the third and then scored the immediate next touchdown too. And I was like, all right, yeah, like toast. So like it was there's no notes. No notes. Perfect. Again, maybe you could have had 100. They scored 40 points and I had both fantasy running backs on the team. That's my one complaint. And they scored a rushing touchdown and it was to AJ Barner. I'm like, guys, like can you just get I was playing them both because of like bye weeks. So I was like, I get either touchdown. Whoever scores, and I didn't get.
I like them using tush push with Barner.
I know, but I was just like, guys, Kevin, it was 31-7. Just give it to Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet for my fantasy team. I didn't care. Oh, like, come on, either of them. I don't care.
And Mike McDowell looked at the camera, was like, "F Sean Beatty."
Yeah, he was like, "I know, Sean.
Really
this doesn't matter, and we're going to dominate, but I'm not going to hand it off to you, one of the running backs."
Maybe you should have AJ Barner on your team.
God, it's true.
Maybe I should. I was just like, man, I was like, are you kidding me? I was texting a friend. I was like, I don't care. The Seahawks are dominating. I'm getting Sam Darnold. This is great. I was like, garbage time. Let's get me a rushing touchdown. And I'm like, and then they text me like, rushing touchdown, not your boy. I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Like that was my only complaint. Only one complaint, but personal complaint. Perfect. No notes. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have said a lot of it. I mean. Offense was solid. Started out a little slow. They only scored 7 in the first quarter, but then they got to go in the second quarter, scored 24, put the game away. That
well,
offense
Matt, they only had
great.
2 drives in the first quarter.
That is true. That is true.
They scored their first drive because it took 8 minutes.
That's true.
And then it immediately became a second quarter. Like
that's true. That is a caveat. Yes, they put their foot on the gas, so to speak, in the second quarter by having the ball more. So that helped. Yeah, offensively, I think I agree with both of you guys. The run game could have been better, but in this type of game, who cares? Like, crushed them. And then looking at the defensive side, I was, obviously it was a great performance. But I was impressed with a couple things. One, Devin came back, looked great. That was good to see after missing a few games, so that was nice. Ernest Jones injury hurts, but there were a lot of guys that kind of stepped up, so that was kind of cool to see, like Drake Thomas, a guy who I don't think was on anybody's radar particularly coming into the season, but he had a good game. Ty Okada has played pretty well when he's in the game, so that's pretty great to see as well. The
with
pass
Love
rush
going on IR too. With
huh?
Love going on IR, he's been a
Love's on IR.
lifesaver. Yeah, he's been a lifesaver honestly at safety.
Yeah, so and the pass rush, it doesn't matter really who it is, like whether it's Tyrese Knight or Ernest Jones, Leonard Williams, Derek Hall, Boye Mafe, Byron Murphy, Mike Morris, all the Ochena Nwosu, all these guys look great in there trying to get to the quarterback. So that this defense has depth, and so it's good to see these guys come in, and the level of play is pretty much right where it is when they're not in the game. So I mean, the depth of this defensive unit, like obviously Jaden Daniels didn't play great coming off an injury and then he got hurt. So, we'll see when they go against divisional opponents. That's going to be, I think, the real test for this defense. But looking at this game in particular, like, no notes for sure. You could maybe not give up 14, I guess, if we're actually putting notes out there. But overall, really no complaints. And I, in our fantasy league, had Sam Darnold, and I beat Sean. So thank you, Sam, for your 4 touchdowns and 330 yards. So because I really needed
Let me
that.
see. They scored with 5 minutes left in the game for 14. So I guess
Yeah,
we'll probably allow that, man.
yeah.
We'll allow
Thank you, thank you. And I mean, and he's spreading the ball around. Obviously, JSN is the dude, 8 for 129. But Cody White, 1 for 60 and a touchdown. Torrey Horton, 4 for 48 and two. Elijah Arroyo, 2 for 29 and one. AJ Barner, 3 for 24. Like, everybody is getting involved in the offense. And obviously, from a fantasy perspective, you're not happy about that. But I don't give a crap about that in this case because the team is winning and they're crushing it on offense. So um, that's just, icing on the cake. And Seahawks look good. Like they
Wait, who are
just,
you mad at if you fantasy wise? They're spreading the ball
well, I
around.
had Kenneth Walker and he wasn't great.
Oh, I was gonna say the only person to be mad about spreading the ball around is Jackson Smith-Njigba, but he's just on pace to break Calvin Johnson's records. So I think you're doing okay
Yeah,
with
doing
him,
all right. Doing all
like
right.
fantasy wise. I think he's
Yeah.
okay.
Let's talk a little bit about the trade deadline, and there was one notable move from the Seahawks. They traded for Rashid Shaheed, wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints, and I believe it was a fourth and a fifth. Let me double check
Fourth and
that.
fifth or fourth and sixth,
It's a
one or the
fourth and
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fourth and six.
So sorry, fourth and a six. That's right.
Yeah.
So this is a wide receiver from the Saints, and when I saw this news, I think it's a good move. What this does tell me though, or what it feels like it's telling me, is that maybe Cooper Kupp's a little more hurt than we think. Maybe Jake Bobo's a little more hurt than we think. So I think this is a lot of more of a depth piece because they signed MVS in the offseason and that felt like this was going to be his role, and then MVS just wasn't it, so they let him go, and now he's bounced around. But Rashid Shaheed in his time in the NFL has been a deep threat. And so I feel like that's what they were wanting MVS to be, and he wasn't that, so that's why they're taking a shot here. I think the cost is good, and to go alongside JSN, Torrey Horton, I feel like has earned snaps if Cooper Kupp doesn't play, so I hope he is out there with JSN as the second wide receiver. But if this guy's out there as a third wide receiver to maybe take the top off the defense, um, throw him in the slot or something like that. Like I think it's a good move. So I don't think it's a huge splash. I think it's a nice depth piece, and we'll see how he does. And if he takes the top off defenses, that's even better for this offense. Sean, what do you think?
I think it's like a C. And again, C is not like bad. It's middle of the road. It's not a needle mover. I don't think he's very good. The issue is, you're right, Matthew. He's not a Cooper Kupp or a um, Bobo replacement because they're not the same person. He is a MVS. He's supposed to be a burner and a kickoff guy. That's what he's supposed to do. My only problem with that comes like you to what you exactly just said. Horton deserves to play. Horton deserves to play at this point, and obviously JSN deserves to play. And then if Cooper Kupp comes back, my question is like, this is our fourth receiver quickly. Giving him a fourth and a sixth for a fourth receiver, or basically a kickoff guy at that point, I'm like, I don't know if it's the best use of it, but the other caveat comes from is our OC did work with him last year and has worked with him for a couple of years. So if he trusts him, and I will say this on our kickoff, probably we need a little bit more juice. And if he's going to give us the juice on the kickoff, that'll be nice. That will be a nice part. So he is a burner. We do need one of those guys, and he does do that since obviously MVS was not that. I just don't know how much to expect from him really, because again, I love JSN, Horton, and I love our two tight ends right now. I think it's just working. I think those four are going, and if you could maybe I guess you sprinkle him in a bit, but like especially if Cooper Kupp comes back, I don't see him being on the field a whole lot. But like you said, I don't. You didn't give up a lot, so right down the middle of fairway, solid C.
Kevin, what do you think?
I just would have liked a guard, but yeah,
Yeah, this move did surprise me. Because I was kind of paying attention at work and once I saw that, I was like, oh, we got a receiver. I was like, uh, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier. I was looking for us more to go grab a guard. That would have been really nice. Like get a right guard to replace Anthony Bradford. Um, but it makes sense a little bit only in the perspective that yes, sure, because of Cooper Kupp's history of being hurt a lot, and then it's possible that they would want to give him more time to heal to where he's kind of perfect and having because they have depth at everything essentially that you see on defense. I think they're just trying to add depth on offense receiver wise. Even though, like I said, Cody White, I think Cody White, as you kind of saw in the game, he does have, and he's had flashes before to where I think he could be a fourth, like easily a fourth, like a low end three, like if you really need it to where, but he just adds depth to where if Cooper Kupp does get hurt, you have a guy that can come in and be to where you can run three receiver sets. Because I think with Darnold playing the way he is, why wouldn't you have Darnold sling it? I mean, you're still going to involve the run game, don't get me wrong, but like and as we mentioned before too, Zabel's better at pass blocking and Darnold's just shredding defenses. So why wouldn't you just have more 3-4 receiver option sets to where you can just go ham? And yes, that also involves the tight ends too. So I think it adds more dynamic offense to the playbook. And having a burner like that. One thing, because I looked at a lot of his tape today when I got off work to kind of see, because I mean, I'm familiar with him, but not to the degree of what you know, the positives of what I do like, yes, he is a burner. Two, he has very good hands. He is especially in contact and collision, the dude's got hands. The only knock on him that I see is that one, during his time with the Saints, he was in the slot often, and you're not taking that away from JSN. I mean, JSN in the slot is just filthy. So he's gonna have to learn to be your X or your Y essentially out there and just kind of do go routes or get crazy along that line. And two is a lot of his tape, his feet kind of got ahead of him and he has balance issues. Like a lot of times he would just and he just like, oh shoot, and just like kind of fall. So if he can kind of learn to control that a little bit and get better balance issues, I think it's solid. I would give it like a B minus C plus. Like it's not the greatest thing. I would have been more happy if it was a fifth and a sixth round versus a fourth and a fifth. But I guess I'll take it. Honestly, I'm glad it wasn't anything a third or above. That would have really kind of pissed me off.
yeah.
I'm like borderline. I'd give it like 80%. So it's like borderline B minus C, I guess. So now that you have him, you just be like Cooper, just take the time that you need until you feel like you're fully right, and then we'll go back at it. Because like you just have a lot of pieces now out there, which could be a good thing, and especially if you can limit Cooper's reps as he comes back to where you could have certain things that are built for it. So
If you told me they were gonna air it out, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
If you told me like, hey, the running game's not working as well as we thought, this means we're gonna pass it more early downs, then I'm like, absolutely. But if we keep the same ratio, I'm like, 2 catches a game? Is it worth that fourth and fifth? Like,
Right.
Maybe one. Like I'm just like, I don't know.
I think we see a little bit more play action air out. Like
Yeah, and he will give a boost to the kickoff
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And what this would say is like Torrey Horton was playing the kickoffs. They want him to play in the offense more, I think. I think they want to move him more into the offensive playbook.
I thought Torrey was doing punts, and
Yeah,
they
he took
had
punts.
Was it Drake, the wide receiver, as the kickoff guy?
Was it? I thought it was Holani. Either or.
Kalani and Drake were the two back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he was not. Horton was not on the kickoffs. He was on the punt. Yeah.
Maybe this means he's not going to be punt return. Maybe I don't know. We'll
see
how they want to use it.
I think Shaheed is a kickoff guy, not a punt guy, because they're different skill sets.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this shows that Mike McDonald is now full in on Mr. Darnold after seeing what he saw in Washington and just the perfect passer rating.
Well,
And
and Kubiak, he's a Kubiak guy. Kubiak knows how to use him.
right,
If anyone knows how to use him, it's
yeah,
Kubiak. And Mike said, go get your guy if you want him.
yeah.
And if saying if you want to get your guy means you're going to use the guy, then I'm for it. Then use the
I
guy.
I think you're going to see more play action pass air raid system. That's what you're going to see.
All right, let's do a little predicting here of the next couple games, just in case we're not back for their next week. So this coming Sunday versus the Arizona Cardinals in Seattle at 1:05 p.m. Um,
We can go. We can go quick. We got 10 minutes.
we can
We
go
can go
quick.
quick.
So Cardinals look fine against the Cowboys. This ain't their year though. Their defense is solid, but I think we see something similar to what we saw in Arizona about a month ago. I'm gonna say 30-20 Seahawks. Sean, what do you got?
Uh, almost to this. I say 30-14. See, with them officially benching Kyler Murray. Um, it, the teams. I mean, I know they beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys are the ultimate wild card. The Seahawks are on the way up. The Cardinals are middling on the way down. I think the locker room's going to have some issues here soon. I think they're different trajectories at this point. I think maybe Gannon's going to be fired at the end of the year or Glennon, and yeah, I think this is the
It's
start of
Gannon.
it.
You're right.
It's
I
good.
think it's start of the curve. I think it's where it goes. Seahawks win by 2 touchdowns.
Kevin?
This one's gonna be difficult because I like as we saw in the first game, their defense is better than what a lot of people expected, but now their offense is worse.
But the
So
Seahawks offense is now clicking too. And
yeah, that too.
In Arizona, we've already talked about it. It's like the
True.
most random of all games that ever happened there. In Seattle, it's usually more
Yeah.
aligned with what we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
It's that stadium's cursed. I feel like.
Yeah. Um, honestly, too, I'm hoping it would also depend on the weather because I don't know what Mr. Darnold looks like in rain, like because it's been rainy like throughout most of
Projected to be 62 on Sunday
okay.
and sunny.
Oh, then it's probably
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That,
you're in the west side of the state though. That could change in a day or
But
two.
yeah, but that's
So,
what's projected right now.
yeah.
We're making the projections right now. So
yeah, I'm gonna say, and honestly, and that the whole score with them, Dallas defense is hot trash. Hence why they went and got 2 players, and even then, it's still not enough for them to
no.
turn the corner. Um, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 32 to 13.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. And then the following week, Sunday the 16th at the Los Angeles Rams, 1:05 p.m. on Fox. This one is a little tougher. Rams look solid. Um, the Seahawks have won a lot of road games with Mike McDonald. However, the Rams are little weasels, so I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be low score. I think it's going to be like knockdown, drag out. So let's go 21-20 Rams. Sean, what do you got?
It largely depends on if Ernest Jones is healthy for this game. I am for whatever his injury is, benching him this week to get him ready for the Rams game. I need him to be healthy, if he's able to play, obviously, for the Rams game. But I need to do everything I can in my power to get him ready for this game. I'm going to assume he doesn't. I'm going to say 21-17 Rams. I just think they're good. We're good, but Ernest Jones, the captain of the defense, not even like linebackers, but getting the guys in the position on the field. The Seahawks have enough talent to go against the Rams, but it's just when you lose a guy like that at a time like this, because that defense is legit too for the Rams. They are legit, and Matthew Stafford is slinging it right now. And then Puka's healthy, which you never know week to week, but right now he's healthy, so it's going to be a terrifying game for everybody. So I say like you said, it's a knockdown drag out. I say 21-17 Rams.
Kevin, what you got?
So I was talking with a coworker because a lot of people are saying that now Seahawks are Super Bowl contenders, which I mean to a certain extent, I do agree. I think okay, so we saw all last year that Sam Darnold was really, really good, and then come playoff time, pooped himself against the Rams. Um, like I said, I think this is going to be a test of what Darnold you're going to see. Like if Darnold is the dude, like because that front seven got even better, and that front seven is nasty. Um, and that's the other thing I'm worried about. Okay, so I am worried. I agree with Sean. The Ernest Jones thing is the thing, but Anthony Bradford against that front seven is also what I'm very worried about. Honestly, just the whole middle to right side is what I'm worried about against that front seven. And if Darnold's just going to be like struggling for his life to stay upright and get the ball downfield, which he can move, but like that front seven's really, really good. I expect Darnold to be sacked minimum 4 times, minimum. Um, they're to where they're gonna have to get a little cheeky, do a little couple, kind of Philip Rivers, like a little deke and dunk for 5 yards, get a little creative, some bubble screens and stuff to try to get pressure off of him to where, yeah, you have to get really, really creative. I think it will be low scoring ish. I think but in like the 20s. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 24-21, but I think we pull it off. I'd say we win by a field goal.
All right. Well, let us know what you think of the Seahawks, the upcoming games. Game against Washington, go ahead and Blue Sky SM at Master B. Sean is Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is Emerald Bowler on X. Sean is Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is C to Believe, SCA to Believe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like our videos. Tell us what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below. I think we're going to wrap it up there, but we'll come back either next week or the week after, and we'll see where the Seahawks are at. We'll see if the Mariners have signed some players. Kraken and Sounders are going strong, and hopefully the Sounders are still going strong when we come back. But with that, we will see you next time on Washington, East to West Sports. Bring back our Sonics.